Hello friends, it's Carla here today and I'm so excited to bring you a bundle from Tonic Studios. This is the Blossoming Bouquet Stamps and Stencils bundle, and it is so jam-packed full of amazing goodness. There's an A5 stamp set here that's a 6x8 size, and you can see that you've got flowers, leaves, you've got lots of flourishes as well as beautiful sentiments, and you have those gorgeous butterflies. You even have some smaller flower images that you can add in, and I had so much fun making projects with this, and I think there's just so many more that you can make. You can combine the words like always and add in thinking of you or always by your side, always here for you. You can put thank you can put thank you for being you, and just mix and match those sentiments and have fun with them. Then we have 4 different large stencils as well as 3 masks that you're going to love. So this is the Blossoming Bouquet stencil, and you're going to see how this can be used. The middle leaves are stenciled first, and then you twist the flowers around and you're going to be able to add in those gorgeous flowers. So you can see how the roses are added in here, and when I do the little demo at the end of this, you'll be able to see how easy that is. So you stencil the inside, then you layer on the flowers, and then you twist it around and layer the last 2 flowers on there, and it just is so gorgeous. You can see how well it fits on that card front. And here's the same stencil, but I've used some different ink colors, and I've used the daisy-like flower. So you could do so many different color combinations. Here's a look at the way those are nestled there. There's a couple little dots, and those are going to match up to the dots that you will find when you add in the leaves. Now here's the next stencil, and this is called the Lovely Layering Stencil. You've got the larger image, that's an open image for the flower, and then you've got the stencil image that goes on top. So you flip the stencil around and then you can layer on ink or pastes. I use glitter paste for this, and it's so gorgeous. I have a blog post that will list all the colors of the pastes and inks and the products, so you can check that out. I'll put it in the description below. Now this beautiful stencil is a lily, and it's called a layered lily stencil, and you can see how the first layer is that main open area, and I just stenciled the very edge of it. Then you've got the detail stencil, which is the second layer, and you do the leaves as well as the flowers, and you can easily mask off the areas so that you can get a couple different colors. And this is just gorgeous. Layering stencils are so big right now, and I really love how Tonic has designed these. Then you add the masks on for the last step, and then you can add in that center. So whatever you want to put in there, I use some glacier paste, which is a really nice smooth paste for the center of these. And you just add it in and pull those masks off. You could also color your background by adding those masks. And here's a card that I made just with the stamps, and I added in that beautiful flower image, a lovely sentiment, and colored them with the dark shadows, colored pencils on craft, and they just colored up so beautifully. And I added some dots with the French lilac crystal drops at the end. The sentiment stamps are beautiful for adding to any of these stencils. I added in a few little elements like the seafoam green cardstock, the mirror cardstock, and the glitter cardstock in candy floss. and that just accented the whole thing. So here's a look up close at some of the colors that I used, the lotus flower and the Metro Gray. And I added in the Moroccan teal, and that was for the leaves. And then here's a look at that glacier paste. This is frosted petal, and glacier paste is just a really beautiful, smooth, glittery. It's almost like a mica glitter that's in that paste. So we've got the Metro Gray again, just around the very edge. And when I show you the demo just after this, you're going to see how easily it goes on. And you've got the Sunrise Yellow and the Lime Burst. Those are all beautiful colors. So even though these color combos are very different, they're both beautiful. This is the Glitterati Gold Glimmer Paste, and that was for the center. And Glimmer Paste is a beautiful glittery paste, and it's definitely more textured than the Glacier Paste. I use black shadow for stamping all of the images as well as the sentiments that you see here. Here's Make Today Amazing, which is an awesome card to send. You'll have a look at those flourishes that are perfect for adding in, whether you're adding them around your butterflies or your flowers. I used that lotus flower ink again to do the sentiment stamping. And then I have dried oregano, which is a really beautiful green, to add those flourishes in. And I grabbed the Sunrise Yellow again. That would be for the background of the flower. And here we have the Pink Novoli Glitter Paste. It's really beautiful. I grabbed a couple of the Nuvo alcohol markers. This is Lemon Drops and Pea Pod, and I think that was. And that just colored in a few areas. Here we have the Marble Statue, which is a lovely light gray, just a little bit lighter than that Metro Gray. And I added in the flourishes with that gray, and then I stamped part of the sentiment with it as well. We've got the Silver Lining Crystal Drops. Those are really beautiful. I added those to the little dots that you see in the background. And the Dream Drops. This is Love Potion. Dream Drops are one of my favorite. They are iridescent and they look amazing on black or white. And here we have Pastel Highlights colored pencils. So these are a little bit lighter than those dark ones. They are just as beautiful. I colored in the butterflies and just matched the colors to match the ink. The butterflies stamped really beautifully in a whole big line of butterflies. There's the Moroccan teal and the Sliced Strawberry, which is a really beautiful pink. And we've got the Thank You and just paired it with For Everything. You could really make a beautiful set of cards and just put a little bit different sentiment on each. I love this sentiment. A friendship like ours is rare to find. And then I did the butterflies again and colored them with, again, the Pastel Highlights colored pencils to match the inks. They colored up really quickly, and I just cut them out, fussy cut them. And we've got some dried oregano ink, and the stencil was using the Lime Burst. The lotus flower was the inside of the rose for a nice pretty pink. And the Enchanting Pink is a beautiful crystal drop that has glitter in it. So here's a look at just how easy it is to put these layering stencils together. So this would be the first layer of the Lily stencil. Here's one of the Nuvo brushes that I have, and it works really, really well, especially for this technique to just get around the very edge of your stencil. I just want to create the illusion of a white flower that just has a little bit of shadowing around the edge, and it works really nicely. I started on the stencil and just pulled it in very lightly. So then we have the next layer, and this gives you those beautiful flower details. I wanted to do the stems separately, and I just wanted to quickly add a little bit of masking to those stems. I'm using the Sunrise Yellow Nuvo ink. These inks are beautiful. I have the little cubes, and they come in 3 packs, the ones that I have, and they're just beautiful color combinations. Of course, you can mix and match them with anything, and they blend beautifully, they stamp beautifully. They're really nice inks. So here I want to do the stems with the lime burst, and I just moved my washi tape around so that I was masking off the flower. So here's a look at that gorgeous flower, and you can see with that gray, it just gives it such a really great detail. So you just lay on your flower masks. I didn't worry about sticking them down. It was very easy to just hold them down. I'm using that Glitterati Gold and one of the Nuvo spatulas that are so great for adding in pastes and inks, or thick pastes. So that just spreads on the glitter paste, and you pull it off. It has beautiful detail, and the glitter paste just adds a really fun shimmer and shine. So here's a look again at those beautiful cards in the pink and the yellow. Next we have the stencil here with the leaves in the center, and I'm going to use some Moroccan teal. I really love the teal on this, and just masking off the flower images because I don't want it to get onto the side of that. This is the Blossoming Bouquet stencil. So when you get the bundle, you get all of these stencils and the stamp set together. I'm just showing here that if you have a little bit of extra ink, you can use some rubbing alcohol to just make sure that it's not transferring. So here you can see you're just lining up the flower, and there's 2 little dots that when you get the flower nestled into those leaves, those dots are going to line up. So for your first stenciling of your flowers, you're just going to do the top 3 there. This is the sliced strawberry, which is beautiful, beautiful pink, almost a reddish kind of orangey pink. And I'm using another one of the Nuvo brushes. This is a really great size as well, especially when you're doing smaller stenciled areas. And then you just simply flip that stencil around, and you're going to line up those dots, and this time you're not going to do the larger flower, you're only going to do the smaller. So I just added a little tiny bit of some tape so I didn't get the ink in any place that I didn't want it to go. A little sand eraser is always helpful in case you get something in a spot where you don't want it to be. And isn't that beautiful? So now I'm getting out the Flourish stencils. I really love these stencils. Sorry, the stamps, the Flourish stamps. They are just so beautiful, and I can think of so many ways to use them. So I'm using the Marble Statue ink, and I'm stamping that directly onto the cardstock, and it's just a really nice light effect. And then using another one of the Flourish stamps, just in a few different areas. Now we've got a smaller one, and you can combine these flourishes. You could make a huge flourish background. You could just go crazy. They're so beautiful. So I did the one that faces to the left, and then I grabbed a small one that faced the other way and just added it on. You could even add these flourishes with like a light blue ink, would have looked nice as well. I'm using the sliced strawberry ink to add Make Today Amazing right onto the background. So these are really quick and easy cards that you can do. And then if you want to add some extra detail, you can grab your crystal drops. This is the silver lining. You can add some, you can always add pastes or, you know, glacier paste, glitter paste to the top. And then the crystal drops or the dream drops are always really great to add for shimmer and shine at the end. And then you want to set that aside and just let it really dry well. Here's that finished card with the butterflies on it that are popped up. And Nuvo has some really great foam dots too if you need to stock up. This is the lotus flower again. I really had fun with this pretty pink ink. And this is that third floral stencil. It's called the Lovely Layering Stencil. So you've got both layers on one stencil, and I'm lightly stenciling the background. So this is the one that had the yellow flower and the pink glitter paste on the sample, and I just decided to try the pink ink, and I'm going to add some pink glacier paste, and I really love how it turned out. So you can see that's so super soft, beautiful background. And you could stamp or stencil these lightly and just stamp right over top, would look gorgeous as well. So you can see I just twisted that stencil around, and now I'm going over top of it. You could even do this with the same ink and you're going to get a darker effect. You could do it with a darker ink, but I came in with this glacier paste, which is just so beautiful. And the spatula is so easy and quick to layer that on with. So we're just layering that on, and it's just such a beautiful, shiny, shimmery effect. I really like how this turned out. And again, you would just set that aside to dry for, you know, I usually set things aside to dry for an hour. It probably only takes about 15 or 20 minutes. So there's a look at all the cards that I created with the Blossoming Bouquet Stamps and Stencils bundle. Currently, this is on sale right now. I'm not sure how long the sale will last for, but I'm going to link the this beautiful set, and I will link it in the description, as well as the blog post where you can go and see all the products that are listed. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I hope that if you pick up this beautiful set that you will love creating with it as much as I do. I really, really had fun, and Tonic is just such a great company. I love their products, love working with them. So thanks so much for stopping by, and I hope you have a very crafty week.